Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much and welcome back. I hope wherever you are today that you are feeling grounded, very connected, lots of things you've put together to look forward to. I love delivering these messages for you. And if you're enjoying the content, you haven't subscribed, please do so today. I want to stay connected with you. So today we're going to talk about, it's a nuanced topic. It's a nuanced topic. Avoid these people. Avoid these particular kind of people at all costs because they can and they will utterly destroy your destiny. Quick story for you. Early in my career, I was sitting with a 6-year-old little boy, and people talk about power, but power can be found in all shapes, sizes, and ages. This was a little boy, very powerful little boy. I sat across from him, extremely talented, and I felt it's like sometimes you can sit across from someone, you can feel the weight of their destiny. And the decision had to be made whether this child was going to stay with his mom, who very much wanted him with her during a horrific divorce, or was he going to stay with his father? The decision had to be made. And ultimately, the decision was made that he would stay with his father. And I'll tell you why. After a group of folks sat and really interviewed his mom, found out more information about her, how she was wired, it was very clear that just because the constellation of who and what she was, what she had done in the past, what we thought she could do in the future, he was much better off with his dad. She would have very likely compromised. Neither one of his parents were perfect. They were both compromised in their own way, but she would have very likely just thrown him off of his destiny's path. Somehow intentional, and in some respects, we thought she would do it unintentionally too. Your destiny, when you think about your destiny, what is that? In my opinion, your destiny is the unique, set aside treasure chest. Only you can claim it. That's something God has set aside for you. And everyone does not make it through the jungle of life to claim their treasure chest. I mean, you think about Indiana, the Temple of Doom, there were some things that popped up on that journey, and life can be very similar. It's up to you. And there is enough going on, enough can happen that can derail you. So I really want you to think about me and this channel. You go into the Amazon and you don't have a knowledgeable guide to tell you about the don't eat this fig leaf, don't step here, this is where the snake is, this is what, someone to warn you about the pitfalls. It can be a very challenging journey, and I want the best for you. So consider me kind of like that guide through the Amazon of life, the Amazon of emotions, if you will. Okay, having said that, I want to jump into talking about these three personalities. In no specific order, the people that I want you to watch out for are the blockers. First, it's the blockers. I'm going to explain each one of these. The blockers, the Cheshire cats of the world, and the desperados. Blockers, Cheshire cats, and the desperados. These are the people I want you to avoid at all costs, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Let's start with the blockers. Blockers is just what it sounds like. They are individuals who will block you. They will actually block your progress, block your momentum, block your blessing. How does that happen? It can happen in your career. It can happen in your life. It can happen in your relationships. And why do they do that? Why do they do that? For a couple reasons. Number one, generally these blockers, they have not just controlling personalities, but they have a unique combination. They have an unrestrained, that's a key word I want you to remember. They have an unrestrained controlling personality. There are also internal insecurities that they are dealing with, and it's coupled. This energy is quite dangerous when it's coupled with uh, negativity or a dark slant to the personality. That's when all bets are off. The people who have these combination of traits hanging together, they're the sociopaths of the world. They're causing problems behind closed doors. And I have to say a word about restraint. People don't talk about restraint a lot. I'm probably going to do a whole video series on the importance of this ever invisible restraint that holds our society together. People talk about, how do I know if someone is mentally ill? XYZ is going to, sometimes you can't. The only way you can know is how much someone is restraining him or herself. And thank God there's something called restraint out there, or we're all be in a lot of trouble. But when you have one of these blockers who has no restraint to their personality, they have the internal insecurities, and then that dark aspect comes in. That's a person who will literally, if they deem that you are a threat, and in any of the mental constellation they've put together, they will act to stop you or to block you. The dangerous thing about it is most of this is really left to their own warped thinking and how they configure things in their minds. Let me share a couple examples with you. I was a part of a work group some years ago, and one of the senior leaders in this work group, it came to light that she was one of these these blocker personalities. There was a young girl in our work group, really fresh, coming out of school, but sharp as a tack. Just really knew her stuff. And I saw on two instances, this young lady was up for, it's something called a project lead, which is very comparable to a promotion. And this woman stopped it because she was in a position to do it. She did it twice. And this young lady didn't know because she wasn't privy to upper leadership or upper management. She didn't really know what was going on. But all she knew is, I'm frustrated. I'm trying to do the best job that I can. But she came twice, and she blocked this young lady. And I had explained, just as a mentor to this girl, that I thought her growth and potential would be better served if she went into a different division. If she went into a different division. And within 18 months, within about a year and a half, she had gone up in rank by 4 notches when she got away from the influence of this blocker. And by the way, the woman who was doing the blocking, she ended up, as often happens because karma is real, she ended up losing her position. But it was the perfect, and she did it to this young girl just for that reason. This girl was young, she was fresh, perky personality, very well respected and liked throughout the entire team. That was a trigger to an insecure person with a controlling personality and a dark slant. That's really all it can take sometimes. So they're quite dangerous. Thank goodness that this girl made a shift, and her career is, as far as I knew the last time, is still on an upward trajectory. But again, you can imagine how many people are in positions, whether it's their personal life or career, and they're just being blocked by these dangerous people who are thwarting their destiny. Another example for you, gentlemen, came, I sat with him. He said, I just don't understand. I don't know what I'm going to do, Sheila. I am partnered with my wife. We run this business together. It's just come to light that she was not giving me correspondence. She wasn't sending me the correspondence from some very important people because it could have led to a move for our family. She literally blocked the correspondence, blocked huge opportunities financially, socially, and every other way, and I just don't know what I should do. And I had to be very candid with him. I said, unfortunately, you're in a situation where you're sleeping with the enemy. This is very dangerous because this is what you know about. This is what you know that she has done. So you need to think real hard on some decisions you'll need to make if you either want to preserve your business or your marriage. Next, personality. This is one is a little bit tricky, and I'll explain why. It's a Cheshire cat. The Cheshire cat. If you think about Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire cat would pop up. A big poof of smoke, he would appear, then he would disappear again, then he'd be under your foot, smiling. You just never knew what that Cheshire cat was up to. So mysterious, keeping you on your toes. And the reality is, there are people that you're going to meet. They're fun and they're mysterious in a very natural way. It's like, oh my goodness, they kind of left the party early. I want to know more about them. They're alluring. They have an appeal. It's interesting, exciting, but it's not them trying to do that. It's just who and what they are. But what makes the Cheshire cat personality so dangerous is they create this air of mystery and mystique and suspense. They do it as a form of manipulation. You never know where they're coming from. They keep you very off balance. One day it's this, the next day it's that, but they stand aside from you. They stand aside from you and they revel. They revel in you being confused or not knowing what to do or being kept off center. It's very dangerous, and there's a diabolical quality to that personality type. So I want you to be very aware when you're dealing with that energy, and they'll always it will reveal itself in subtle ways. It's up to you to really pick up the cues. But I can tell you, one tall tale sign that you're maybe dealing with a Cheshire cat personality is your spirit, your emotions never truly calm into the connection or relationship, whether it's a working relationship or that's your personal relationship. Your spirit never actually calms, and it just always seems like there's missing pieces or there's something else running going on in the backdrop. And that last personality is the desperado. The desperado personality. And you think about those Western movies where you would see Billy the Kid or Frank Newton coming in, and they ride in on their black horse, kick up all this dust, and very dramatic, very charismatic, and then they're gone. And then they're gone. It's like, okay, what a production. Now, where are you at? The desperado personality energy can be so very dangerous because they will come and go, and there's an inconsistency that quite often impairs people emotionally, financially, because there is really an erratic nature to the desperado paired with the inconsistency in the weight of that charismatic personality. Let me give you an example. I sat with a woman, early 40s, 42 to be exact. She had been in a relationship, on and off again, relationship with a man, going to 12 years since she was 32. And she says to me, I met him at 32, and he said, you're the woman for me. You're the one I'm going to marry. And I have held on. He will, come and sweep me off my feet. 3 or 4 months. It's wonderful. Then he goes away. It's just been on and off, and just breaking my heart every time, over and over again. And she just flat out said, candidly, what do you think is going on? He's always telling me, it's work commitments. I get scared. I get confused. And when someone uses the word candid with me, that's my permission. That's my cue to be candid. And I told her, to perfect front, I think the man is living some type of a double life, and he's lying, and he's been lying a very long time. And that was quite shocking to her, not necessarily what she wanted to hear, but it was revealed within less than a year. I said, if I think you do some further investigation, you will find some things that knock you off your socks, knock your feet off. And She did. Not only did he have a double life, he had a lot of things that were going on. But again, he was the desperado. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You may have heard it already, but people will always reveal who and what they are. Very little, very rarely, seldom do things occur completely in the dark or completely in a vacuum. You know, God is very compassionate. He leaves lots of breadcrumbs. It's up to us to be astute. I didn't say paranoid, but paying attention. And when someone is in and out and dramatic and popping off and nothing's happening, it's not accurate what they're saying, there's constant question marks. People say they're not communicating. Yes, they are. You're choosing not to listen to what they're communicating. Verbal communication, guys, is the weakest form of communication. Look at what is being done. You will know the tree by the fruit it bears. People who have nothing to hide and who have your best interests in mind don't hide anything. It's all kind of above board, on table. If they have your best interests at mind, you shouldn't constantly be hurt. You shouldn't constantly be confused. If someone is transparent with you, why are you scratching your head? If it's all above board, where do the question marks keep coming in? I don't have question marks about people who are on the interior of my life. It is above board, it's established, proven. You're a decent person, you do what you say you're going to do. That's called integrity. That's called balance. That's called good fruit, good fruit of a good nature. So I will tell you, your destiny is inextricably linked to the choices that you make. The quality of your life's journey and reaching that treasure chest has everything to do with how you respect your evolution. We learn, we grow. When you know better, you do better. When you do better, you're making better decisions. Folks, put some protective boundaries around your life. Live it, love it, enjoy it, pay attention. If you got some of these characters in your life, I didn't say be nasty to anyone. I know some desperados. I know some Cheshire cats. I'm kind to everyone. It takes a lot to provoke me into a spicy attitude. So be kind, yes, but you don't have to invite everyone in at the table to munch on all the goodies. So let's take this walk lifted and balanced. Thank you so much. I'll connect with you soon.